All right, my loves, it is vlog day, which for me is Wednesday, but for you, by the time you watch it, it's Friday. And y'all, let me just say this. This vlog essentially started because my life was changing in a huge way, which, as we know from the beginning of our vlog, was me going from seeing my stepchildren basically on the off times that they were not with their mothers to having one of them here with me full time. And then, honestly, one of the reasons that I started the vlog was because I am fully aware of the fact that most boys need to be with their fathers in their later life. And so, I felt like it was inevitable at some point that I would end up with both of these boys in my house full time because they need to be around their father. And I needed a place to feel my feelings, right? And I still need that place. Y'all will still be that place. But we gonna shift gears a little bit. This is my vlog. And I realized that I am becoming a lot of the things about mothers and wives that I didn't want to be. I don't want to be that woman that talks so much about her children and her husband that you don't ask me questions about myself. And how do I do that other than by putting myself out there and talking more about myself? So these next few weeks of my vlog are just going to be about me. They're going to be about you guys getting to know me a little bit better and learning the woman. Because one of the things that has always made me apprehensive about being somebody's wife, somebody's mother in a relationship is that women, we give so much in our relationships that we become our relationships, right? You know, when you see that woman, she's so and so's wife or she's so and so's mom, and I don't want that. I want to always be Harley. I want to always be Harley before I'm this kid's stepmom or before I'm that man's wife, before I'm my mother's daughter, before I am my sister's sister, before I am my, listeners' life coach. I am me, damn it. And so today we are going to talk about my experience with studying abroad. Before we get into that, first of all, I did a blog while I was abroad, and it'll be linked down in the description. Because today I'm gonna just give you my greatest hits, like tell you the things that I just off memory remember the most about Morocco. I was gonna reread my blog and then like give y'all the hits based on my blog, but then I was just like, that's a little inauthentic. Plus, they can read the fucking YouTube stop us from getting in trouble for cursing. But let me just get my life together and not curse as much. Anyways, but y'all gonna read the vlog, right? I mean, this is a vlog. Y'all gonna read the blog, and you'll be able to get like an understanding of what I was going through and the woman I was back in 2011 when I was in Morocco. And so, if you are a person who just really wants to get to know me, if you got a little time on your hands, if you want to see a lot of the things that are fruit in my life right now be planted, then that blog that is linked down in the description is going to be a really great read for you because I believe that I began kind of the process of becoming the woman I am today back in Morocco. So, but before we start talking about Morocco, let me put this down so I can be present with you guys. Before we start talking about Morocco, I want to kind of close the loops of some things that I've talked about in vlogs before, because we are shifting away from the house as my focus here and moving into myself. And if you a person who really watching, you like, well, hold on, bitch, what happened, right? So let me help you out. My partner and I actually have had some really serious conversations since the last time I vlogged. I have made it very clear to him and myself, because you got to make it clear to yourself as a woman, that I am just going to kind of step out of the way of his journey. And he's actually not opposed to that anyway, because that is what he wants. Like, men don't want you putting your hands all on their shit. Men don't want you telling them how to do what they need to do for their life. Like, he's a grown ass man who has two kids and he needs to do what he needs to do for his children and his life. And not to say that that doesn't, okay, not to say that that doesn't have anything to do with me, but it shouldn't have as much to do with me as I was trying to make it. Hold on, y'all. My little shorts is real tiny. It shouldn't have as much to do with me as I was trying to make it. And I feel like, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to move on, I'm sorry. But I feel like as women, we put a lot on ourselves and then we get mad about having a lot. but we are the ones who put it on ourselves, right? And so I'm going to stop putting things on myself and then getting upset when I have a full plate. He and I are in a better place. I'm just kind of allowing him to grow as he needs to, and he has committed to helping out with some of the things that I found frustrations about. And now that's another reason why I don't want to be talking about him on this vlog, because honestly, I'm just gonna step back and let him be a grown man. We're gonna wish him luck. We're gonna give him love. I talked to y'all about me doing a photo shoot. The photo shoot went really great. I'm actually going to talk about that photo shoot along with just like my just like me and how I really want to be an entertainer next week. Like y'all don't know. I done wrote down. We got vlogs. We gonna talk about. We gonna get to know me in these next couple of weeks, and I think it's gonna help me too. Like it's gonna help me learn more about myself and be able to look back on this the way I was able to read that blog from 2011. I mean blog. I keep calling my blog a blog, but y'all know what the fuck I mean. The way I was able to read my blog from Morocco, and you'll be able to if you hop in the comment, I mean the description and click it. I want to be able to look back on this as a 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old woman and just see the woman I was in my 30s and, give her a hand clap, but then kind of see how far I've grown. So that's kind of what's going on at the house. The boys are doing well. The oldest started school. He's a sophomore. He started school a few days ago this week. And then next week, the youngest will be starting third grade or fourth grade. I think it is. He'll be headed to. The only thing I'll say about this as I wrap up my conversation about the boys is raising kids is ghetto. Raising kids in a village shouldn't be ghetto, but it is. And pray for me. Always pray for me because summers are really hard and they're getting harder as the child gets older. And I just know that they're gonna continue to get hard. But then we never know because your girl might be out here booked and busy, so y'all might have to find somewhere for the kid to be. And that's a very perfect segue into talking about me. Because that's another thing that I'm not going to be doing. I'm not going to be stopping my career. I'm not going to be stopping my opportunities. I'm not going to be stopping my experiences to an extent, of course, for this household and the children or my husband or my fiance. Because I love him. I love them. But I love me more than I love anything, anybody in this world, if I'm just being honest. Okay? Morocco, yeah, Morocco was a really great time. So I spent a semester, the fall 2011 semester, I spent that in Morocco. I went to a university there, and as a matter of fact, can y'all give me a second? I'm gonna pause y'all. I'm gonna check on something. I'm gonna come back. Oh, but I don't think I can leave. Okay, I'm getting text messages from people that I needed to talk to, but I don't want to have to do this video in two sections. And honestly, I just want y'all to read the vlog, but I'm gonna tell you some of my high points from Morocco. Whoever that was, just text me; they'll be okay. Um, I think my highest points from Morocco was just how mature I was about everything. Like I am in awe of myself. Like I was such a young girl. Shit. 2011 was over 10 years ago. So I was such a young girl. I'm my mother's youngest child. I hadn't been outside the country at that point. I think I had just gotten to the point where I was traveling a little bit, and I was just traveling to and from Mississippi, to school. So to go all the way out to Africa and to live there and to exist in a country where some people did not speak English, where I experienced, colorism and racism and things that I just never thought I was going to experience in life was crazy. While I was in Morocco, I traveled. I went to Egypt. I went to Madrid. I think I only blogged about going to Madrid because we were only in Egypt for a little while. We were also 2011, for those of you who are kind of like history buffs, was also around that time of like the Arab Springs risings. So there were a lot of revolutions going on in the world at that time, and I was not in America. And so experiencing what's going on with politics from the outside of the country was really, really cool, but really scary also at the same time. Like, and when I was in Madrid, I was able to witness the M15 riots. And it was just like the same things that we are fighting for here in different ways were being fought for in Madrid. And it made me realize that like there's something to be fought. There's a revolution to be fought everywhere. And everybody is fighting some form of a revolution. I even get like that's why I'm like my wording is so dope in that blog. Like if you got some time, really go fucking check that out for real. Because I took my experience of watching these people protest for their rights and then connected it to just like living everyday life and how even if your goal, your revolution is to live a happy life, like you wake up every day with a reason to fight. Just like these people wake up every day with, things to shield their tear gas and signs to fight for their freedom, to fight for their equality. And I think if we see ourselves in that way, then we take ourselves a little bit more seriously. I'm a very passionate person. I've always taken myself super seriously. And actually in my 30s, I'm learning to chill out a little bit. But um as I learned to chill out a little bit, I realized that I'm probably going to always be this person. I look at, my Facebook statuses from 2009 when I first started Facebook, and it's still like, you're serious. That's who you are. Hold on. My bad, y'all. I'm back. I was recording and I heard a sound in my house and I wanted to make sure it was okay. It was just one of the babies. He was using the bathroom. But learning that I was a very serious person at a young age helped me realize that like I don't have to feel bad about being this type of person. Like I'm an overthinker. I'm an extremely serious person. I'm an extremely passionate person. If you tell me you want to do something, I'm going to hold you to it. If you tell me that you want to achieve something, I'm going to hold you to it. And that has always been a great thing in my life, but it's also been a really hard thing in my life as well. Because sometimes people really don't want to do the things that they told me that they want to do. And so I find myself overdoing it and kind of overplaying my part, and I'm getting better. I'm getting better at not overplaying my part. I'm getting better. Even the situation with my partner, if we want to just kind of bring it back to what was going on in the house, I recognized that I was overplaying my part and I was holding somebody to a standard that they wasn't holding themselves to, and trying not to fight their battles. And I look back at my blog from Morocco in 2011 and I realized that I was doing those same things indirectly with my family, constantly calling them, checking up in on things that were happening here in America, like I wasn't all the way in Africa trying to live my life. And so I've started to get better at giving myself grace and understanding that I'm just a person who cares a lot. But I also have to hold myself accountable and say, like, yeah, you can care a lot, but you need to be more mindful about where you put your energy to. I got a chance to spend a night in the desert when I was in Morocco. That was another big one that I want to make sure that I blog about. I actually blogged about that, my experience with going to a man-made oasis. Yeah, we went to this little cute town that when you're walking up to it, you can't tell it's a town. It looks just like dirt, but you go down into like this little dirt path, and all the roofs of the houses are, and I'm little, but they were no bigger than above my head. So some of the exchange students were literally ducking down for us to walk to this town, but it was a town full of people who all ate together and they sang together and they experienced life together, and they just lived in this little hub. I could tell they would venture out to go get food and things of that nature, but they existed in this hub, and that was so beautiful to me. I blogged about it. Go read it. I blogged about it. um that was so beautiful to me because I love community. I seek community often, and so that really really made me feel good to see and just watch a town of people eat together, and we were able to eat with them that night, and they were drumming and we were dancing and it was amazing. The food abroad was amazing. The food abroad was amazing. I did overindulge the Oasis day and ended up with a bad stomach ache. And y'all, I pooped on myself in public in another country. I was like, we were on our way to like the hotel, and my stomach just let it go. And so the good thing is, everywhere I went in Morocco, I don't know why, but I used to layer up a lot. So I had like a pair of leggings on, and I had on jeans. Baby, them leggings were shitty, literally. Honey, by the time we got to that hotel, I was shitting all up my back, the sides. The food was great, but just don't overdo it. If you ever go abroad, just be mindful and don't overdo it. Because my greedy ass overdid it, and I shit all up my backsides, all type of stuff. But I was able to get to the hotel, get to my hospital room, and I took a good shower and change, and I moved on from it. But it was mortifying to my young little self. Navigating being out of the country as a black girl, and I think I had a weave, I had a circle weave, and I think I wore that bitch. Ooh, from August to December. And I came home, clipped it on my head. My hair was, oh, it was a mess. Months of partying, drinking, sweating. I threw up quite a bit in Morocco because they don't really have a lot of liquor there, and so the liquor we was drinking was just like the equivalent of very cheap liquor here in America. And y'all, and a bunch of champagne. They always have champagne and popcorn at the bars. Whew. I threw up a lot. It was also rereading some of my parts of my blog that I realized that I used to and sometimes still do. That's why I'm holding myself accountable on camera so I can remind myself to stop doing that shit. I weaponize my niceness, and I think I said this before in my blog. Like, because I'm nice and because people know me to be nice, I will do some fucked up shit and project things on people and then throw the rock and have my hand and play victim. And I did it a lot when I was in Morocco. And then I vlogged about it from a victim place. Like, I vlogged about getting, my heart broken by people that that I started being friends with at the beginning of my abroad time and then fell off from being friends with at the end. And I vlogged from a place of like a victim. I don't know why this is happening to me, but in reality, I was being a mean girl to some girls there, and they stopped fucking with me because that mean girl behavior was not something they wanted to be around. And I wanted to make it seem like just because I was smiling, I wasn't saying some mean shit. If you were ever my friend and you somehow stumble upon this vlog and once upon a time I was mean to you, but I smiled and pretended to be a fucking angel and then acted like a victim when you read me my rights, I deeply apologize. Sincerely, I apologize because I was wrong and there's no excuse for it. There is no reason for it. I know that people will believe that I'm a victim because I'm nice, and I took that to my advantage even though I had a lot of mean girl spirit in me, and I'm trying to get that out of me and be a better woman. You feel me? Morocco, in a few words, was just simply amazing. It was the most eye-opening experience ever. I cannot wait to be able to do more things abroad. I still want to keep us under 20 minutes. We had 17 minutes, and I feel like I said a decent amount. I feel like this is a good week. Plus, I really want y'all to read my blog. Like, I really want y'all to read my blog, and I really would love, like, I don't mind making another video, like a part 2 to this, where I answer questions if you have questions. But seriously, being out of the country and being in Morocco, it just made me very appreciative of home. It made me very proud of myself to know that I could do something like that on my own. And it grew me in a lot of ways internally, that I can now see me experiencing this year. Like, I've seen a lot of the seeds that I planted in 2011 being fruit in my life today. And I think that's really the big thing that I really wanted to share this week about myself is this woman that you see today, that some of you guys, are watching this vlog because you admire, that didn't happen overnight. I started this shit in 2011. So if you're just starting your journey, if you're just starting to figure it out, if you're getting tired of your own shit, give yourself some grace and keep pushing through it because you will make it. I love you. I'll see y'all next week where we're going to be talking about, what did I say we're talking about? I got it written down, but I got to remember. I can't remember. I got it written down. But next week we're going to be talking more about myself. Just getting to know your girl more. I love you. Have a good week.